Well, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you may be in the world. I'd like to thank you for joining me live or watching the recorded version that we'll post later on social media. And we're going to talk about the power of PR parenting movement today. Let's take some time to get to know each other a little bit. In the comments below, please tell me where you're from and how many kids you have if you're a parent. I'd love to know. And get your coffees and let's have a little bit of a chit chat here so that I can tell you a little bit about the PR parenting movement. And if you have any questions along the way, I'm happy to answer them. So for those of you who I haven't had the pleasure of meeting yet, my name is Marjie Hadad. And like many of us, I have lots of titles. I am the founder of the PR parenting movement, the author of The Power of PR Parenting, which in the first couple of weeks of being on pre-order on Amazon has become #1 in multiple categories. I am also starting a PR parenting program in May. And I am the general manager of Must Have Communications. I've been in public relations for 30 years. But I think most importantly, I am the mother of 3 amazing kids. Hi, Eliza. Thank you for joining. Happy to see you. I know you have 2 kids and 2 great kids at that. So, how did this whole thing start, this PR parenting thing? Well, 2 years ago, hey Leslie, how are you? Thank you for joining. About 2 years ago, I was literally sitting on this couch, and where I'm sitting now is where my older daughter was sitting. And she was looking there, and she said, Mom, you made mistakes, but overall, I think you got it right. I think that you should write a book that would help the next generation of working moms to have an easier time at parenting based on your experience and expertise. Well, my jaw dropped. Wow, I got something right. How about that? I was really thrilled. And when I thought about it and I looked back, I understood that I had used my professional expertise, public relations, to bring up my 3 kids, who, by the way, are now nearly 26, 23, and 18. How did I know that PR parenting actually works? Well, when I look back at the last 25 years, I understood that at various junctures and with issues of challenges and paths to be taken, my children had used the public relations practices that they had learned at home to navigate all of these, and it had worked out. Now, I'm not a psychologist. I'm not a parenting expert. I'm a PR expert, and I use these practices, strategies, and skills to bring up my kids. It worked for me, and I really hope that it works for you. Now, one of the themes in the book is using our superpowers to parent. I'm interested. Anybody who's watching live, Leslie, Eliza, anybody else who's out there, and if you're watching the playback, I invite you to do the same. In the comments below, tell me, what is your superpower? What is your profession? What skill set makes you unique? And I would actually encourage you to bring those skill sets home to help your children be their best selves. Now, What's interesting, like I told you, is that I originally wrote the book to help the next generation of working moms to have an easier balance. But what's been amazing is that dads, educators, people of the grandparent age, they've all found something useful in the book that's been helpful to them. A new way of thinking, a new approach, a new way to look at things. And that's been very, very exciting. Now, from the start, I wanted to write a book that helped. I didn't want to randomly choose stories and just be dry about the whole thing. So I talked to various mothers with different age kids, and I asked them, I said, what do you want to know? And that's where the 10 chapters in the book come from. Everything from how do you build self-esteem in a fun way to how do you deal with prejudice and bullying, crisis management. What if my kid has a presentation or needs to do a performance? How do I help in a positive way? We talk about all these things in the book. Now, the book has stories, lots of stories. It's written very conversationally. So just like you're listening to me speak here, that's what you're going to be reading in the book. It's a very, very quick read. There's professional stories, there's personal stories. What's also cool is that each chapter has exercises. So not only am I going to tell you what I did, I'm going to show you what I did so that you can mirror the successes and you can skip all the hiccups. At the end of each chapter, there's a QR code. Now, if you click on the QR code, then you go to a free workbook, which is kind of fun. I wanted to give a present to all the readers out there so that you see the exercises in all the chapters, but when you go to the workbook, there's an expanded version of it so that you have something practical and tangible in your hand at the end of each chapter for you to try. Now, lots of times we like to read something and then we go to the workbook, but we say, you know what? We could use a little extra help. Or we want to know the backstory. We want to get a little bit of help on something that we're working through that we think we're going to work, but not sure. So that's why we've started the PR Parenting Program, which starts on May 24th and will go for 5 weeks. It's 2 hours once a week on Wednesdays. It will be a private community. Now, here's the fun part. Whoever signs up between now and March 12th, 9 a.m. Eastern Time, on March 12th, in honor of National Working Moms Day, we're going to have a drawing, and the one name that we pull from the hat will win a full scholarship to the program. I wanted to do something in honor of the day to help my sisters right away, and that will be my gift to you. Now, yes, dads, you are included. Anybody's welcome, so you'll be honorary moms for March 12th if you'd like. All of these are tools: the book, the workbook, the program, the PR parenting community, the private PR parenting community connected to the program, which by the way has all sorts of other benefits too. So if you go to PRFOR.life, go to the program page and you'll see all the fun stuff that's connected to the program. But ultimately, this is all part of a movement, a PR parenting movement to help make life easier for parents. They can teach communication skills that will make the path easier for their children. And then they can teach it to their children and so on and so forth, so that in 100 years from now, people will still be PR parenting with the goal that people will be able to communicate with more respect, with more kindness. Our children will be able to bounce back from challenges, that they'll continue until they achieve their success and enjoy the journey along the way, that they'll be full of self-love and confidence and things won't bother them as much, that they'll have writing skills and communication skills. They'll know how to deal with any kind of nastiness out there and actually bring it into a situation of love and sunshine. These are all the goals. And if we can actually achieve that together, then ultimately, I think the world might be a better place. I hope that you agree with me. So again, this movement is ultimately there to help you and to pay it forward to generations to come. In the comments below, I would love to know what you would like to know. Whether we're doing this live or you're watching the playback, please comment below. I'd love to know what issues you're facing, how this could possibly help you. Whether it's something fun, like how can I teach my children writing skills early on? What's a natural way for me to help build my child's self-esteem? How do I deal with this, that, or the other thing? Whatever's on your mind, please put it in the comments below. Let me know if you'd like me to reply on a DM privately, or if you would like me to comment in the group chat below so that everybody else can benefit as well. Can you give me an example of something that worked with your kids? Yes, one of the things that worked with my kids was building self-esteem through writing and performance. Let's take writing as an example. In the first grade, there is a natural thing that happens to us. Number one, biologically speaking, you lose your teeth. You start to lose your baby teeth. Coincidentally, that's the same age that we're also starting to learn how to construct sentences. Now, what's wonderful is that we have the tooth fairy. And as we all know, there's a practice to take your tooth and put it under your pillow, and the tooth fairy delivers some money or a present or whatever is the tradition in your house. So with lots of PR parenting practices, we can take traditional rites of passage, like this tooth fairy exercise, and turn it into a writing assignment. Now, Leslie, you might ask how? Well, the answer is have your child write a letter to the tooth fairy, a request letter. It doesn't have to be long. It doesn't have to be sophisticated. It just has to be fun. So you sit with your child and help them with the content, with the spelling. And after they've written it down on the paper, dear tooth fairy, I just lost my tooth today. And I know that you have a lot of children to visit tonight, but I would love it if you could leave me $1 under my pillow in exchange. Thank you so much, Joey, or whatever your child's name is. Now, after they've written the letter, and by the way, I'm not sure what teeth are going for these days. I'm not sure if it's $1 or maybe more. Actually, I just read, you know what? I just read that a tooth is going for in a little bit north of $6, which is a far cry from what we got when I was losing my teeth, which I think was $0.25. Anyway, sit with your child and say, this is a fabulous first draft. Fabulous. Would you mind if I show you a way to make it even more fabulous? And then take a soft color, a bright color, like a pink, a pastel, a pink, a blue, a green, what have you, anything but red, because red's fire engine angry and nobody wants a paper marked up in red. But if you say, how about we look at it this way or that way, by the end of the edit, you have a colorful paper. Now, this teaches writing skills, handwriting skills, grammar, composition. It also teaches our kids to advocate for themselves because they're making a formal request letter to the tooth fairy. And our kids learn a very, very important lesson that will take them throughout life, which is there's no such thing as the perfect first draft. In public relations, we're always writing something, a press release, a PowerPoint presentation, a white paper. Oh, the list goes on, speeches, what have you. And there's no such thing as the perfect first draft. As we all know, anybody in PR or in sales or in marketing or what have you, 25 million people need to look at the document before it's approved. It's a wonderful lesson to teach our kids early on that feedback is just that. It's feedback. It's not criticism, and we can always work to improve whatever document that we have. Whenever we do anything, we can always improve. No such thing as the perfect first run. And if it is, it's beginner's luck. Anyway, then after you've made your edit and you have this lovely colored first draft, ask your child to write it again. Make it pretty for the tooth fairy. Round 2. And then when you're finished and they're finished, then you take the letter, you put the tooth into the paper, put it into an envelope, and that's what goes under the pillow. Wonderful exercise, becomes a tradition. Whatever, how many teeth we have in our mouth, that's lots of opportunities to practice our writing. And that we can start in first grade, continue on, and with every rite of passage that you have, whether it's a school play, whether it's a presentation at school, whether it's a graduation speech, whether you're applying for college or a job application, we can continue to help our children in a positive way with positive reinforcement. And this entire process helps to build self-esteem and improve self-confidence. How about the challenges when dealing with teenagers? Can you give another example? Well, I think what's important, Leslie, is that we infuse on a daily basis self-esteem and self-love. We tell our children now multiple times during the day and evening how much we love them, how much we appreciate them, and infuse positivity. You know, in public relations, we're constantly administering positive reinforcement with our clients, with our colleagues. We want things to be received nicely, but we also need to be kind, and we need to smile, and we need to show that we appreciate our colleagues. That's the best way to advance and to have success and to progress. And we need to do that at home as well, so that our children know that home is a safe place and that we love them, we appreciate them. And it doesn't take any more than 20 seconds or less. Frankly speaking, you know, at the office, when somebody does well, there's a handshake involved, some version of a well done. At home, let's take that to the next step and let's give a hug. A 20-second hug, believe it or not, and I believe that this is scientifically proven, can actually trigger a chemical in our bodies that feeds into positivity. So for 20 seconds of a hug, hang on there until you get to that 20 seconds or until your child releases, whichever comes first, so that they get enough of this positivity. And then something as simple as a smile or a wink or a funny face or singing together and music and laughing. The more confident that your child feels, the more self-love that they are able to build on at home will help them to get through those challenging times when somebody's being nasty, because they'll just know that's nastiness. I only want to seek out people who bring the sunshine, and I'm only going to surround myself with people who bring the sunshine. And then we need to be kind and respectful to those other people who are not bringing the sunshine. We kind of distance ourselves and just stay in the sunshine. I hope that answers your question. I would like to very much thank you for all of these questions live. If anybody has any questions after they've watched the playback, again, I invite you to put them in the comments below and let me know if you would like to receive your answers by direct message or in the comments below for everybody else to benefit. I invite everybody to visit PRFOR period life, PRFOR period life, to join the PR parenting community, to be part of this movement, to enjoy the book and the workbook, to hopefully be the winner of the March 12th drawing to get a full scholarship to the PR parenting program that begins on May 24th. I truly believe that the power of PR parenting, if we do this together, we can make the world a better place, a peaceful, happier, better place full of sunshine. I would also like to thank publicly my publishers, Muse Literary out of Chicago, and the amazing Sarah Cannell and Patricia Fors for believing in this project and for supporting me along the way. And with that, I say thank you so much for watching live, and thank you very much for watching the playback. I look forward to seeing you soon. And in the meantime, sending you loads and loads of peace, love, and light.